Hello, my name is Terry Killam, and this is a continuation of the video with Gavin and how he doesn't know what's going on. When I say sociopathic or psychopathic types, I don't mean actual sociopaths or psychopaths. These people just have many other traits. And because many people are on that spectrum, it is believed that 10 to 20% are close to being sociopathic or psychopathic. These people are allies to the progressives and leftists. These people tend to gravitate to places of power, including media and government. So when the harassing attacks commence, these people get gratification from causing them pain and increasing their own power. Next, I'm going to talk to you about how the attacks in both group and mobile gulags and individual gulags kind of complement each other. The individual mobile gulag that was used against me was also said to have a group mobile gulag counterpart, or at least they were testing for a group mobile gulag. Now, the individual mobile gulag denied the truth. It creates a situation where the truth becomes impossible to understand or prove. I saw this in my own life. Now that the extreme part of the attack used against me is over, I no longer have connections to those who want to transform America. And I no longer have the ability to say, hey, I know what's going to happen next. But I do know how these mobile gulags re-transform and recompartmentalize to utilize what they learned from their first attack. Although it's different in the individual, because in the individual they can transform and morph very quickly, and they can see how that works in the individual sphere. In the group sphere, it's kind of a little harder, but they use a lot of the same tactics they used against me. In the individual attacks, the attackers would have areas that they would not cross. But it was only after they crossed that line they realized they were exposing themselves or were exposed. In other words, they would cross that line first, see how they were exposing themselves, and they would cross the line in places where they wouldn't expose themselves, or they would never cross that line again. You could see how there was holes or cut-off lines where they wouldn't actually go past. It was really weird. They would ask me why I would believe what was happening in front of me was real and not in my head. They were trying to make me believe that what was happening was all in my head, and that was crazy. That was part of the attack. But as I did stuff, there were certain tells that I could tell that it was real. And any time I would actually be forced to tell them what they did, or be fake friended, and someone would act like my friend and not really be my friend, and finally get the information because I was so alone, that they would start changing their tactics once I told somebody about it. It was pretty amazing how I look and find out, wow, they changed that. That proved. And as I said the certain individual things, they changed only those things and not the other tells that would tell me it was being truthful and what I was seeing was real. Because it only released so much information at a time. And this helped me realize who was partially in charge, or at least who was connected to the people in charge of attacking me. In the newer versions, they will strip away all the flash that got the headlines, where the people changing sides and talking about it. This way it will be more effective. They will also strip away the things that got people interested in reading about it. But they will do it in a way where they still get effective attacks, and they will still attack the group in that way. They'll just come in from a different direction and see if that works. So this is more of a trying different angles and see which one works the best, and then shutting out those angles that didn't work as well and keeping the ones that work the best. That's kind of the idea. They will also double down on more successful attacks. So the attacks that worked really well, and the attacks that got people on their side, and the attacks that were effective, and the attacks that made people think and care and change sides to their side, or gave them at least oh, I think you're right on this, but I think you're wrong here. They will really emphasize that what people they thought were right on, and they will attack with that. They will, even if they didn't attack with it before, they will find other ways to attack with what now looks like a sword instead of just something that's worthless. They'll find weapons within the attack that they didn't use before that will be new. And they'll also use weapons greater that were more effective against targets they want to destroy. These rules of changing tactics, changing weapons, are also with changing tactics and strategies. They will also do this with strategies that stop people from understanding what's going on. So when people realize what's going on and start understanding it, they'll find ways to strip that away to make less people understand. And they won't have to get that many less people, and they won't have to get it that. So they can strip areas off and then take, I want this 10%, and strip the 10% of that off. And they can do this over and over again. Eventually you start to realize how big a group they eventually get. Because at the beginning of my attack, it started with a very few people, probably 5, 10, then it went up to 15 and 20, then 30, then 50. And when less and less people, more people started to realize that I was going to be attacked and nothing was going to happen to them, more and more people climbed on. They will also keep doubling down on. They will also keep doubling down on parts of the attack that will stop people from being helped who are affected by the attack. They'll try to double down on different areas that are helping those stay afloat who are affected by these attacks. And that's all pretty much I'm going to explain. Good luck to everybody. I hope this video finds everybody okay. So whatever, good luck to everybody.